Year 9 Summer Exam Non-Calculator. Question 1a, 8/15 divided by 2/3. So for the first mark, you need to keep the first, flip the second, and change the sign. 1 mark for that line. We then multiply the numerators and denominators. However, you can simplify before you move on, and you can divide the numerator by 2 and by 3. Now when you multiply the numerators together, you would get 4, and the denominators you would get 5. And 1 mark for that final answer. In part B, first mark would be to get them all into improper fractions. So 2 wholes is 2 times 4, 8 quarters. 8 quarters plus 3 quarters is 11 quarters. And 3 1/5, how many fifths are in 3? Well, 3 5s are 15, plus 1 is 16. So we've got 16 fifths. And give 1 mark for that. Then you can simplify. The numerator can be divided by 4, and that's it. And you end up, when you multiply the numbers together, you get 44 divided by 5. And we want this to be a mixed number, so we'd write down 8 and 4/5 for the second mark. 2a. Calculate 3 cubed minus 2 to the power of 4. Well, 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. And 2 to the power of 4 is 2 times 2, which is 4 times 2, which is 8 times 2, which is 16. And 27 minus 16 gives 11. And 2 marks if they've got the final answer. Split that up by giving 11 1 mark. And if they've got 27 or 16, one of them shows that they understand indices, so any one of 27 or 16 for 1 mark. Part B is simplify a to the power of minus 5 times a to the power of 2. When the bases are the same and you're multiplying, what you do is you add the powers. So when you add minus 5 and 2, you get minus 3. 1 mark there just for that answer. And write 6 times 6 times 6 times 6 as a power of 6. That would be 6 to the power of 4. 1 mark for that. Part D, simplify n to the power of 8 divided by n squared. When the bases are the same when you're dividing, you subtract the powers. So that would be n to the power of 6. 1 mark for that. Evaluate 3 to the power of minus 2. When you have a negative power, you write that as 1 over the number to the same power without the negative sign. So 1 mark to understand how to deal with the negative index. And then you simplify that by squaring the 3 to get 1/9. And 1 mark for the 1/9. Write 250,000 in standard form. The number has to be between 1 and 10. So that would be 2.5. And then you multiply that by 10 the number of times that you need to. So with the decimal point, I've put it in here between the 2 and the 5. Then it will go once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. So I've got to multiply 2.5 by 10 5 times in order to give 250,000. So 1 mark for 2.5 and the second mark for multiplied by 10 to the 5. Part B, write 8.4 times 10 to the power of minus 4 as an ordinary number. When you're multiplying by 10 to the power of minus 4, you're actually dividing by 10 4 times. So you've got to divide 8.4 by 10 4 times, and that will give 0.00084. And I'll check that by counting. The decimal point was here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, I've divided by 10 4 times. 1 mark for that answer. Question 4, work out minus 8 plus minus 7. If you add a negative number, you are subtracting. And then if you imagine yourself at minus 8 on a number line and take off another 7, you get to minus 15. 1 mark for that. On the second, part B, fill in the missing number in the box. you imagine you're at minus 6, you've got to take away a number to get to minus 5. You actually have to go up 1 in the number line to get to minus 5. So if you're taking away a number, the only way to go upwards would be to take away a negative number. So you've got to take away negative 1, because that would add on 1, and that would move you up to negative 5. So 1 mark for that. So we've got to write the missing numbers in the multiplication grid. So we can see there we've got 9 times 8 is 72. So 8 times minus 6 is minus 48. 1 mark for that. And then we have to work out something else. So we go from minus 6 times by something is going to give 30. Minus 6 times minus 5 gives 30. So minus 5. And that means you can do the final calculation, which is 9 times minus 5, which is minus 45. 1 mark there. 5a, round 346.63 to 1 decimal place. The first number after decimal place is 6, so we check the digit after it, which is a 3. It tells us to round down, so the 6 stays as a 6. Round the same number to 2 significant figures. Well, the first significant figure is the 3, and the second significant figure is the 4. So we check the number after the 4 as a 6, which means we round up. So the 4 changes to a 5. And 346.63 at 2 significant figures is 350. Part C, they're both worth 1 mark, by the way. Part C, estimate the answer to 29.2 times 417. Well, when you estimate, you round everything to 1 significant figure. So there should only be 1 digit, and the rest should be zeros. So 29.2 is roughly 30. And 417 is roughly 400. So 1 mark for that. And that's a technique which they should use. There's other approaches. You could have done 29 times 400 or 30 times 410, but they should stick with rounding to 1 significant figure. So that should be 30 times 400. When you do that, that makes it easier because you can just do 4 times 3, which is 12, and then there's 3 zeros on there. So 12,000 roughly. 1 mark there. Question 6. Work out the area of the shape. So to work out the area of the shape, you would divide it into 2 parts. A triangle on the top, let's call that A, and a rectangle on the bottom. So the area of the triangle, area of A, is equal to half times the base, which is 11, times the height of that, and if it's 6 to here and 10 in total, that distance there would be 4. So the height of the triangle is 4, and that will give you 22. The area of B is the base times the height, which would be 66. So the total area is 22 plus 66, which equals 88. Marks then if they found the area of the triangle correctly, 1 mark for that. 1 mark for the area of the rectangle. And if they've made a mistake in one of those but have added their 2 numbers correctly together, then give them the final mark. So they don't have to get 88 to get the final mark, as long as they've added together their 2 values correctly. Question 7 is find the missing length. Well, for the area of a parallelogram, the formula is the base times height. So the area is 24. The base we don't know, it's the question mark, and we multiply it by the height. And by height we mean the perpendicular height, which is 6. So what number times by 6 gives 24? The answer would be 4. The way you work that out is 24 divided by 6. So if they've got this here, or an attempt to divide 24 by 6, then they get 1 mark for either of those, and then they get 1 mark for the answer 4. Question 8 is find 35% of 320. Non-calculator, there's lots of ways you can do this. I'll just show you one way. 10% is 32. So 5% would be half of that, which is 16. 30% would be 3 lots of 10%, so that would be 32 times 3 is 96. So then 35% is equal to the 30% plus the 5%, which gives 112. So the answer is 112. I'm going to give 1 mark for either, if they've got 16 or 96, i.e. if they worked out 5% or 30%, I'll give a mark for that. Not giving a mark just for getting 10%. And then a final mark for the right answer. If they've done a different approach but got 112, you can still get 2 marks. Question 9, write 42% as a fraction. Give your answer in its simplest form. 42% means 42 out of 100, and that will get you 1 mark. And then you can simplify that, you can divide by 2, and that will get you 21 over 50. And that's it simplified as much as you can do. Get that yet. And that's 1 mark. Question 10, simplify 49 to 35. So we're looking for a common factor in those two numbers, which would be 7. If we divide 49 by 7, you get 7. Divide 35 by 7, you get 5. So just 1 mark for that one. Question 11, there are only red buttons, yellow buttons and orange buttons in a jar. The number of red buttons, the number of yellow buttons and the number of orange buttons are in the ratio 7 to 4 to 9. Work out what percentage of the buttons in the jar are orange. Well, altogether, let's see how many parts there are. There are 7 parts red, 4 parts yellow and 9 parts orange. So altogether there are 20 parts. What fraction are orange? Well, orange, there are 9 out of 20 parts that are orange. So 1 mark if they've worked out the fraction. And then to get the percentage, you can multiply those by 5, numerator and denominator, and you get 45 out of 100, which is 45%. And 1 mark for 45%. Question 12, we have to simplify 2a minus b plus 5a minus 3b. We can collect the like terms, remembering to take the signs with them. And we have 2a plus 5a, which is 7a. 1 mark if they got 7a. And minus b, take away another 3b, it's minus 4b. 1 mark for minus 4b. Part B, simplify the following. 5x times 3x. Here, 5x means 5 times x, and 3x means 3 times x. So we can just reorder the multiplication. 5 times 3 is 15, and x times x is x squared. 1 mark for the 15, 1 mark for the x squared. 13a, expand 3 5x minus 2's. The bracket means we multiply it by 3, so 3 times 5x is 15x, and 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 1 mark for each term, making sure they've got the right sign as well. Okay, part B, expand and simplify 4 brackets p plus 7, let me write this out, 4 p plus 7, take away 2, 1 minus 3p. So 4 times p is 4p, 4 times 7 is 28. 1 mark if they've got those 2. Then they've got minus 2 times 1, which is minus 2, and minus 2 times minus 3p is positive 6p. 1 mark for those two terms. When you simplify that, you're collecting together the like terms, so 4p plus 6p gives 10p, and 28 minus 2 is 26, and 1 mark for that final answer. Question 14, we have a equals 3c plus 4d, but c equals 7, so we can put 7 in for c, and d equals minus 1. I'm going to give 1 mark just to notice substitute that in like that. And then when these are together, like 3c, it means 3 multiplied by c. So 3 times 7 is 21, and 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. 21 take away 4 is 17. Question 15, reflect the shape B in the line. I find it easier if you turn it around so that the mirror line is vertical, and then what you do is you count at a right angle how far away each point is from the line. So the first point, this nearest one, is 1 diagonal away at a right angle, so it'll be 1 diagonal at the other side. The next point is 1, 2 and a half, 1, 2 and a half, so go half, 1, 2, so it'll be here, minus 1, 4. The next point to go here is 1, 2, 3 and a half, so a half, 1, 2, 3, which is there. You might see the shape already formed, but just to finish it off, we've then got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it goes here. And if they get that correct shape like so, that's worth 2 marks. If they've got maybe two of the points, let's say if they've got 2 of the points right, but made a mistake, then 1 mark. If they've got all the points right, then 2 marks. And finally, question 16. On the grid, enlarge the shape with a scale factor 3, centre A. So here there are different strategies you can do to do this. I'm going to use the ray method. So if we take one corner at a time, this first point from the centre of enlargement, if you go along that line, it's 5 to the right and 1 up. So we need to triple that 5 right and 1 up, which would be 15 right and 3 up, which is here. So we mark that on. Take the second point, let's go here. It is 2 right and 1 up. From the centre of enlargement, 2 right and 1 up. If we triple 2 right and 1 up, we would get 6 right, 2, 4, 6, and 3 up. 1, 2, 3, which is here. You should notice they are on the rays. If they're not, there's a mistake somewhere. And the final one, the top point, is 2 right and 3 up. So if we triple 2 right and 3 up, we get 6 right, 2, 4, 6, and 9 up. 3, 6, 9 to there. You then join those 3 points with a straight line. So if they've got that, as you can see it, 2 marks. If they've got one of the points in the correct position, give them 1 mark. They need all 3 correct and joined to get 2 marks. And finally, if they've got the correct size, but it's in totally the wrong place, that's just 1 out of 2.